Hello, and thank you for joining me on Healing Streams Reflections. The title for today's post is Sharing and Giving. Sharing your potential or giving your potential or ability to others is a basic key to making the best use of all that God has given you for your blessing and the benefit of others. This sharing of potential is God's way of bringing to pass His plans and purposes for men and women. That is why giving is the greatest evidence of true freedom. The writer of Acts, in Acts chapter 20, verse 35, tells us that it is more blessed or productive to give than receive. Therefore, the wealth of our potential is diminished when we do not share it with others. Even God shared His potential. God's nature is built around sharing and giving. Before the world was created, everything existed in God. All that we have seen, now see, and yet will see comes from God. God could have kept all this stuff inside Him, but it wouldn't have benefited Him there. He had to release it through creativity before the beauty and power of His potential or ability could be revealed to us. Everything God called into being, He gave a purpose that connected or network or meshes with the larger purpose of the world. For instance, every animal, every bird, every fish, insect, reptile, plant, and tree is connected to the whole creation. In a sense, each part of God's world in some way balances and enriches the rest. Human beings are God's crowning creative act. The treasure He put in us, He took from Himself. He chose to give us part of His potential so we could use it for Him. God could have run the world by Himself, but He brought us into His plan so we could bring glory to Him by revealing all He is. He doesn't need our involvement to accomplish all He is capable of doing and being, but He wants us to enjoy the blessing of participating in His purpose. Your gifts, talents, and abilities are your share of the endowment God gives to humankind to bless all creation. For instance, as a parent enjoys watch a child learn new things, God finds satisfaction in watching you and I discover and use our potential. In a sense, you show forth God's nature and reveal His potency when you fulfill your potential. Your purpose, therefore, is equal to your potential, and your potential is equal to your purpose. The more you understand your purpose, the more you discover what you can do. God finds satisfaction in watching you discover and use your potential. Thus, God gets excited when you take authority over your bad habits. He enjoys watching you discover and use the deposit of His power and wisdom within you. There are some things He would like to do for you, but He's holding back so you can enjoy your success when you do them yourself. God has a shared potential. In a sense, God shared His potential with you and I. Now, He wants to enjoy the benefits of that gift. God's joy overflows when you release all He has given you. Potential is never given for itself. Whatever God gives you, He gives for others. The reason we are known as the body of Christ, the church. I need your potential to increase or to maximize mine, and you too need my potential to maximize or magnify yours as well. All we have been given is meant to be shared. So human beings cannot glorify their Creator in isolation. No, isolation is not God. After man had finished naming all the animals in the Garden of Eden, I'm talking about Adam, and no suitable helper for him was found among them, God performed another significant act of creation. Why? It is not good for man to be alone. That is what Genesis chapter 2 verse 18 tells us. Therefore, man needed a companion because he could not realize his potential without sharing it with someone. His solitary existence was not good. To be alone is to be isolated and cut off from others. What you do need, however, is someone with whom you can share your potential. This is true because your personal satisfaction is connected to your fulfilling God's purpose for your life. And your purpose cannot be achieved in isolation. You need those people who will call forth your potential and into whom you can pour your life. You may be wired to be a single, but you are not designed to live isolated and alive. You need someone with whom you can share your potential. But you must be careful too. There's a caution here. You must be careful too when, how, and with whom you share your potential. All your natural abilities, all the gifts you have cultivated, and all the knowledge you have accumulated are yours to share within the context of God's principles, within the context of God's plans and purposes. Because God created everything to fulfill its potential within the limitation of certain laws. For example, God created you to serve only Him. The context of living in an obedient relationship with Him is the only means of ensuring your happiness and fulfillment. Therefore, God commands you, you shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself an idol. You shall not bow down to them or worship them. Exodus chapter 20, verse 3 to 5. His command seeks to safeguard your ideal environment because He knows that you cannot satisfy your spiritual potential if you worship or bow down to something or someone else apart from Him. In a similar manner, God set a physical context within which your potential may be shared, especially those good stuff coming out of your soul potential is fulfilled by sharing it within the context of the family. And that is why here a child learns to give and receive love and affection from the parents. And so potential is fulfilled only when it is given to others. You cannot enjoy or fulfill your potential if you keep it to yourself. In other words, fruitfulness is always given to make you a blessing to others. You are blessed when you take what you have and give it away. Treasures that are hidden and locked up benefit no one. God is a giver. God is constantly releasing seeds into the soil of your life. He is a giver, and He created you to be like Him. Receiving without giving results in destruction. Selfishness destroys the joy of giving and stops the flow of God's blessings. God expects you and I to pass on to another all He has poured into us. Some of you are blessed with tremendous talents. Some of you are blessed with tremendous, gifts and knowledge. Use them to bless others and to glorify God. This Christmas season is a season of giving. Share and give. Use them to benefit others. And you see all those talent, gifts, and knowledge grow. Sharing all God has given you is a must if you want to maximize your potential. Stay blessed, and thanks for listening. Bye-bye.